and welcome to Finextra TV. I'm Hannah Wallace, and kindly joining us in the studio now is Amit Dua, President of Suntec, and we're talking about the recent launch of Xelerate Digital Core. Hello Amit, it's lovely to see you again. Thank you for joining us.
Likewise, Anna, good to see you.
So yes, there's been a lot of traction around Suntec's recent release of Xelerate Digital Core. It's really exciting. Can you tell us what is the sense of the market and why is the market so interested in Xelerate?
Yes, a very good question to start with, Hannah. I think the core of this issue is that the business always wants agility and speed. So for instance, it wants to launch new products which are very contextualized for the market, for a customer, for a segment. But each time the business wants to launch something, the IT says, give me 6 months, give me 1 year. That's the core issue. So it's the speed and agility. And let me just give you an example. So we have a bank, we're speaking to a bank in Europe, in particular in Netherlands, for instance, where the bank wants to launch something for the first time, the entrepreneurs, the people who are starting their businesses. Likewise, you could imagine a bank wanting to come up with an offering for the fintech startup companies. And you want to create a very specific and personalized product and offering for it. Now, imagine in a context like that, if the IT says, give me 12 months because I need to code, you've lost that business opportunity already. Likewise, you look at a market where a bank wants to go after, a client base in a fairly saturated market, right? Where most customers bank with some bank or the other, and therefore the only way a bank can grow business is by getting extra share of wallet of a particular customer. And then for that, the bank business wants a lot of personalization. It wants to create bundles. For instance, it wants to create I remember for a customer, bank in Singapore, it wanted to play on the emotional quotient of the parents. By offering certain extra interest on the savings account of a child account each time a parent spends something. Now, therefore, you want to create a bundle which is contextualized for the whole family, but if it takes too much time to code, then you've lost that business already. So that is the core challenge, the agility and the speed. The other thing I must add is that in the world where almost everything is hyper-personalized, thanks to Google, Amazon, etc., and therefore you want to hyper-personalize your banking product offering and services as well. Unless you're able to do that, you're going to lose business. I keep saying this, none of us grew up wanting to go for a mortgage product. We grew up wanting to own a house, right? So there are now institutions who want to complete this journey instead of offering just a mortgage product, offer a whole home buying experience, for which naturally then it needs to have APIs and partnerships with other ecosystem players. And all of this means that we are seeing demand for offering like Digital Core.
I see, okay. Well, following on from that quite nicely then, what is Suntec's role in the digital transformation journey? I mean, you've touched on this a little bit already, but you tell us.
Yeah, so that's an easy one. For banks are telling us that for far too long, they've been forced to, with the facade at the front end of the channels, appear very cool, very personalized, but at the same time do it with a legacy backend. Now that's very hard to do. You can't do it for far too long. And therefore what we do is we come in as a mid-office layer. It's an overlay on top of our back office systems. And we are so to speak, the brain, we become the brain behind the channel, so brain behind the bank, and allow the bank to deal with the customer by creating a very personalized offer, be it price, be it product. So to start with, banks are telling us, look, I want to offer a personalized experience, but I don't even know what all my products in the enterprise. So first thing first is get them together at one single place and start creating personalized offers for the customer. So that's what we do, set up the mid-office layer, take the risk away of replacing the core system and do a progressive transformation or progressive modernization for the bank.
And which regions are you seeing the most interest from at the moment?
As you can imagine, these are the regions where there's a lot of legacy at the back office, where there's a lot of demand of personalization and contextualization from the field, from the market, but the technology has to deal with a lot of outdated systems. So classically markets like US, Western Europe, Nordics, In South Africa, in Australia, in Israel. Those are the markets where we're seeing a lot of demand and interest in offering like that.
Certainly some really exciting developments ahead then. Amit, as always, it's been a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you. Always a pleasure seeing you, Hannah.